It is a glorious day in the UK. As you can see, the sun is shining, summer is coming, and we have a problem. So I don't like to, you know, be drastic on the channel, but as you can see, the Lexus in the background, it's on charge. I've left it like this for the past 2 days because 2 days ago I went to start it and it didn't start. It didn't actually crank whatsoever. Of course, this has been sat, if you guys did not know, in a barn for the last 6-7 years. Hasn't done a lot of mileage in the last 10. We're starting to find small problems like the starting procedure. Now, if you didn't watch those sets of videos, basically someone's hot wired sort of the car so it does start on a button. So you turn the key on and it starts. This might be the problem though, and I did sort of expect this down the line. The wiring in the car, something's happened. Someone's put a push start in it, as I'll just show you guys, and me and my daughter have been rolling deep in this. Yeah, so you put the key in that side and you start it with that button right there. So that might be the issue. I'm not too sure. We will assess that if it starts. Hopefully it starts today. I would like to drive this car because I really like driving it. It's really nice to drive. But yeah, I've left it on charge for the last couple of days. Let's start it up and, well, hopefully it starts. See if it's got any electric in it. It might be alternator based, I'm not too sure, but I'd like to drive it around today, make sure I'm going down the right path with what's actually wrong with this thing. And yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but let's try and get it started after being on charge for the last couple of days. Also, if you guys didn't know, these bonnets are horrendously heavy, so heavy that the gas struts, they actually fail quite often. So if I just leave it, yeah, there it is. So I don't want that to crack me in the head. Now my battery charger, which is a very simple and cheap one, attached to this bit of wiring there, coming out of my garage, it's still actually charging. So that's never a good sign. Hopefully there is enough charge to start it, and I'll just try and not turn it off for the rest of the day. Charge it off. Lovely. That's easy because of course the bonnet struts aren't very good. Right, let's go to the car, show you guys the starting procedure. The keys out, in we come, and hopefully there is enough battery charge in this vehicle. Just make sure the lights and stuff are on or off. Right, so try and do this with 2 hands. Key on and press that. Right, so it had enough battery charge there, although the vehicle was still charging, the charger was still charging. We've got check VSC. Oh, the check VSC has just gone off, so I'm assuming it was checking the VSC. Incredibly hot in this car. It started though. Have got some jump leads. I'm just going to check if I've got my jump leads with me today, because you never know. Jump leads are in the boot. Good. This is the thing with buying cars and as I get in, wanting to actually use them. A lot of people out there might be looking at a barn find or whatever you're going to find out there, but you won't really know what's wrong with it unless you start driving it on a daily basis. This is my daily driver at the moment. I'm enjoying it, but when you're in a rush and the car won't start, you start to think, oh, what have I gone past? What have I not assessed to actually get this thing properly daily driving back on the road? And that's one of them. There's some sort of electric fault in here maybe somewhere. We will see down the line, but let's take this lovely car, probably one of my favourite cars I've ever driven and owned, because we've got a update on the Clio, the Meglio, the Megane engine Clio, down at JW Auto Showroom, because it's about to get a very cool racing inspired livery. Right, so we have made it down to JW Auto Showroom. The car didn't turn off, although I don't think it would anyway, but we have a new issue. Here it is. The check VSC is gone, and enter check check engine. So the check engine lights come on. It's still responsive, it's still driving lovely. Who knows? I'm going to turn it off though, so it might not start again. I hope it does, because I mean, got stuff to do. We'll come back in a bit and see if it starts. It says the moonroof is open. Look how cool this is. Moonroof open. Oh yeah, nice. Past the starting issue that I have I am in love with this car. Literally, it's like one of my favourite things. Been watching the channel for a while, you'll know my love for Lexus, and going up into the LS range was always the goal. It really was. My biggest question is to you guys though, do you like this on the channel? Do you want to see it? Although I like it, does it make content? Would you like to see this lowered, wheels, do the paint, maybe an exhaust, or do we flip it? Do we sell it? Do we get something else? Let me know in the comments below. Let's go see Jason and the Clio. So before we go in, new Transit next to me. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these. We obviously went to the MSRT open day, the Transit day it was, with the guys at MSRT, and they had these up there. So I did get an in-depth look as to these, you know, sort of when they were coming out initially. First one I've actually seen on the road though, because I don't really take notice of new cars, if I'm quite honest. I'm just one of those people, because I want to gloss straight past this and talk about the Cayenne that's next to it. Now, if you guys know me very well, you'll know full well my love for the Porsche Cayenne range. First generation, I've had 2 of them, but the facelift like this one, I've wanted one for years, and seeing this one today with what I believe to be the GTS wheels, looks like GTS wheels. It's a Cayenne S, so I feel like it's the 4.8 litre. Again, roast me in the comments if I'm completely wrong. A little bit of kit on this as well going down. I just really like these cars. The guys down here have said I can sort of look round it. Yeah, Cayenne S just there with the slight kit on it. I know there's only a few people out there that actually sort of understand me at this point, because I ramble on about heavily depreciated cars a lot, but this is like one of those cars to me, with the facelift, with the V8, that's just like, it's such a golden era of car, and there isn't too many nice ones out there anymore, and this one looks like a really, really nice example. This one's got the Alcantara seats. Yeah, very, very nice spec. I like that, with no sunroof as well, which I feel like is slightly odd. And I'm rambling again to the wrong people. This is a bloody cool car though, and we will get on one on the channel one day. I'd love a turbo, but I just don't think I've got the balls to have a turbo. You know, I'd love a turbo, I just ain't got the bollocks for it, I tell you. Right, so we're here with Jason.
Hi.
Right. The Clio. So if you guys don't know about this car and you haven't watched it and you've been under a rock, this thing has done 170,000 miles. It's been to Poland more times than I know of. It was owned by a Polish man, and it then subsequently sat for like 8 years in a breaker's yard. Then we've had it for probably, what, a year and a half, and it's been sat outside. It's been doing bits, don't get me wrong, but a lot has happened and it's been sat for a long time. Jason and George, how many hours have you spent on this so far?
I don't know. We were here till 11 last night. There was a little bit of gas bagging.
Yeah, of course. Has to be.
But a lot of machine work. There was me, Steve, George, Tom. So there's 4 of us on it. And then this morning I came in and did like a second stage on some bits. But to be fair, it's at 170,000 miles.
Yeah. It's been sat for probably 10 years at this point as well.
One thing we did notice, and it's good news, we took the micrometer check, the paint depth gauge, and we went round it, and the whole car is OE, other than the bonnet.
No way.
It's original paint in every...
What?
Yeah. So
I am shocked.
Yes, fair enough, the bonnet has been painted.
Yeah.
But the shell, the roof, the tailgate, the doors, the wings are all exactly between 80 and 110 microns of paint.
Yeah.
And the machine said factory paint, no signs of filler work. So it's actually a really honest car. The bonnet, we couldn't improve it any more than it's at. Like George said, it's a race car. He's quite happy with how it looks. And to be fair, it's going off for some livery now. The thing was, we didn't want to put livery on, stuff we can fix.
Yeah, crappy paint basically.
Yeah, there was a lot of bird poo burns. We did some wet sanding last night. We basically went in on it quite hard from like 6 to 11, and then we did another few hours this morning, and then invited you over to come and see it.
To have a look.
There's probably more we could do, but obviously
it is a race car. Yeah, we ain't got loads of time.
Time is of the essence. We need to get this car liveried up. It's then going to be at a few shows. My work here is done. Have a look round, mate, see what you think.
Sorry, let's have a look around this. And again, this car has been sat for, I'm going to say, nearly 10 years at this point, which is mental. It is mental to see how lovely this thing is. And look at it. In the bay, it actually looks, I can't even get over how good this thing has turned out. It is on another level. The fact that you've actually got some colour, I suppose, out of this black, considering it was so cloudy at one point. The time when we actually bought this, there's loads of footage of how bad this paint was. And look, just this rear quarter here. Mate, you've done such a good job. Absolutely smashed this. It looks like brand new.
I'm gonna get my paint depth gauge and just
Yeah.
show everyone.
We'll just show everyone, shall
if
we?
anyone's interested.
Yeah, because we are interested in being full nerds about this. Of course, we want us to have a look. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's on an app, is it? Look at that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
all
So
right, isn't
the screen has a digital readout, and the device measures the paint, sends the information to the screen. So
Yeah. Nice.
we can like pick an area. I know it's somewhere random like here. 106 microns. Paint layer is original.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's insane for 170,000 miles, if I'm quite honest.
110 microns. Paint layer is original.
That's
Now,
insane.
round here, where the Clio badge was, 86 microns, because we had to wet sand it
Yeah.
5 times.
5 times to get the Clio badge off.
Trying to lose the halo that had been
Yeah.
etched in over all that time, but it doesn't matter where you pick. This car is original in
Wow.
every respect.
So what started as 170,000 mile,
97.
look at that, 96, 97 on the door.
And it's paint now. It's happy.
That's insane, I can't believe it.
Will tell you if it's not happy.
Yeah.
And just to show you guys, this isn't a fake thing. These are aluminium, as we know.
Yep.
And we can test how thick the aluminium is and the powder coating. Aluminium says it there. 183 microns.
Yeah.
Fresh powder coat.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We know that, that's good. Okay, so yeah.
Paint on the bonnet is original.
How is that original? I thought
And
it'd
it
be
tells you
double-dashed.
it's aluminium, right? So there's aluminium, there's steel.
Wow,
So it
that's
tells you
crazy.
the metal variety and the paint product, and it bounces a magnet and a device through to that, bounces back. That's what gives it
And
its
it can tell
thickness
it.
instantly.
Wow,
So yeah,
that's
it's
insane.
a really original car, but the bonnet's had a hard life. It's 170,000 miles of weather, and I can't get any better.
No,
We've tried. We've
this
tried.
is like this is going from the depths of this car going to a scrapyard to now being a full race car and you being able to paint correct it, which is insane. So yeah, you've done such a good job. I like buying crap cars, I'm not gonna lie, especially stuff that's got high mileage and stuff, and I've never seen something done to this level. So it is possible with high mileage cars that have been left for, you know, years. I've been told by someone that only likes Fords, right, that this is probably one of the best cars he's ever driven. Yes.
Yeah.
So that says a lot.
He said it yesterday.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, my favourite thing of just manoeuvring it around the workshop, so just driving it around there, is just how balanced the steering was.
Yeah.
Race car balance. You know, like it's so happy to go from turn to turn. And I bet that feels amazing out on road.
Pulling the Clio out, ready for it to go to the graphics shop. How unbelievable does this thing look in the sun? Black paint. It's just come out so well for, again, something that's had, what, 9-10 years sat, 170,000 miles. It looks so good.